Hello, Thunder Wizards. Gosh, we're going to be talking a little more in depth about the video, the last live stream I did, which is Sagittarius. The sign of Sagittarius is that a black hole, and we're going to go deeper into that, having to do with understanding spirituality and are black holes what connects us to true spirituality. Before I get into that, I got to give you a little update. I had just spent 20 minutes or something making this video. Anyway, my computer, something is going on with me and technology because I now am unable to live stream, and that is because somebody else, completely unrelated person, made a complaint to YouTube that I had violated copyright and whatever. And it was a very old video from years and years ago. I completely forgot about it. And I believe that I had used some video footage that I got off the internet. I had no idea that it was copyrighted. It was such a long time ago. I didn't know what I was doing. But anyway, they complained, and I've got a copyright strike, which means that I cannot live stream for another 90 days. I have sent them an email and I have said to them, please, I'm so sorry. I didn't know what I was doing, but I promise you it will never happen again. I humbly, sincerely apologize. Can you please contact YouTube and tell them that we've resolved it so that they can take the copyright strike? I need to do my live stream in order to make a living. And we'll see. Otherwise, if they don't get that email and or they choose not to heed my request, then I will not be able to live stream once again for another 90 days. So, and then I just came on and I did this whole video and my computer decided not to record it. And anyway, so I'm really trying to deal with some frustration right now. There's not a whole hell of a lot I can do about it, but that's how it is. So anyway, listen, I need your guys' support more than ever because those live streams really help my bottom line a lot. That's where I get a lot of clients. It's where a lot of my income comes from. So please do me a favor, neo.thunderwizard.com. Go up to courses.thunderwizard.com to see all of the things that I have available to you. And since we're going to be talking about astrology, you can go to astrology.thunderwizard.com for a reading. And if nothing else, then if you really want to support the channel, the best way to do that is to go here to thunderwizard.com. That will take you to my Patreon page, and you can subscribe. Even at the lowest level, you will get access to hundreds of hours of in-depth teaching and video that you can't get here. And of course, we got the Manifestation Mastery course, which you can subscribe to there. But that's the best way to show me. I know for a fact that there are a ton of people that come onto my channel all the time and watch me religiously. And, and this free channel is there for you no matter what. But if you really want to show me some love, I ask you to go up to thunderwizard.com and subscribe, and or go to any of the other links and support the channel. So let me get those other links up there. Let's just keep this one up here. So we're going to be talking about the constellation of Sagittarius. We started talking about it last time, my last live stream that I did. And I had found out that Sagittarius is located in the center of our galaxy. Now that sounds really interesting and cool because the center of our galaxy, we would think that would be the center of spirituality, the source, as it were. But as it turns out, at the center of our galaxy is a supermassive black hole. And if you're not familiar with what black holes do, they are, we don't know, honestly, but we know that whatever they contain so much intense gravity that nothing can escape, not even light. So you can't see a black hole. The only way to know a black hole exists is when you look out into space and you see how bodies are responding, whether they're, if it's a smaller black hole and you're looking at how stars are orbiting, if they're orbiting something you can't see, or a planet is orbiting something you can't see and it's doing something funky, that tells you that there's a black hole there. But in the center of our galaxy is a supermassive black hole, which is, I don't even know how many, I think millions of times more massive than our own sun. Just an intense, huge black hole. If you were to be able to see a black hole, which of course you can't, but if you were able to see, let's see, is that it? No. If you were able to see a black hole, do I even have that here? I don't know if I have that. Doesn't look like what did I do with it? Oh, it's this thing. So if you were to see a black hole, you see up here, this looks like some weird picture of Saturn, like a black Saturn. And you know that like there's a sun behind it, and then there's rings around it. Actually, what that is that is a representation of a black hole, and what looks like rings going around it is a bunch of material like stars and solar systems and gas clouds and all kinds of that heat up, and so they start creating huge, letting out huge amounts of light, and they're orbiting super fast around this black hole. But because the black hole, the gravity is so intense that it bends the light, so that what looks like the outside of the planet is actually the ring. As the ring, see if I can get my fingers, as the ring goes around and it hits the the black hole and starts to go around it, you can't see through it. So instead, that material goes up and around and down and back and around like that, and it bends the light. In fact, if you're in that, what looks like sorry, this is backwards. What looks like what's going around there, all of that material. If you were in a spaceship and you were orbiting super fast around that black hole, it would bend the light to such a degree that if as you're looking out your viewer, your windshield of your spaceship, you would actually end up seeing the back of your own spaceship. It would bend light around so fast that you would be looking at your own tail. This is how intense these black holes are. So this is what is at the center of our galaxy. And what I find ironic about all of that is that the star constellation that is associated with the center of our galaxy is Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the ninth sign, and its original placement is the ninth house. The ninth house is the house of spirituality, of religion. And here's what I find ironic about that. People are attracted to religion because it comforts them. And they look to find the source. If you're a monotheist, then that is where God is. That would be heaven, is where God is. And God created the world, and God loves you, and God saves you, and God gives you life, and all of that. For those of us that are not monotheists, then this would be the center, the source of all life, the soul from which all of the other souls come from, including all of the gods. And galaxies, if I understand my astronomy and my physics, which I don't, but if I understood what little I've heard correctly, galaxies are factories for suns and solar systems and planets. That it's the the rotation and the gravity that brings together gas clouds and dust clouds, which then create their own gravitational field and then pulls it together. If you have a massive enough cloud of hydrogen, for example, as it comes together, the gravity will get so intense it'll pull it in, and then it will start creating nuclear fusion at the center, which is the hydrogen atoms start to collapse in on themselves, and the nuclear fusion explosion that comes from that is the light that comes out of the sun, and it burns. It's a nuclear fusion reactor. That's created from, I believe, from not from solar systems, from galaxies. So that means that the gods themselves, because the sun is a deity and is the deity that's most important when it comes to life on this planet, is the sun. Everything worships the sun on this planet. Without it, there would be no life. And in the Vedic tradition and in the Norse tradition, there's a class of gods which translates to the celestial gods. In the Norse tradition, they're called the Aesir, but they are celestial deities. They are, like the sun. The sun is one of the Aesir. These are actual stars, so they're made from stars. Stars are the result of what happens when galaxies are, the gravity of galaxies, which means that the reason why galaxies are rotating, right? So if we were to look at a galaxy, we would see this, and that's actually not completely accurate, because that little black hole in the center would represent the massive black hole, which creates the intense mass and gravity from which all of the stars and all of the gases and all of the dust is orbiting around. And we would be on the outside of that. If you look, right, if you see my finger, you go straight up from there, you see that little, what looks like a little blue dot, that would be pretty much where our solar system is. And it is believed by the Vedics, when they talk about the yugas, it is believed that our sojourn around this black hole creates the yugas, and the closer that we are to the galactic center, which would be this massive black hole, the closer we are to spiritual understanding. So the golden yuga would be when we are closest, and the Kali yuga, which is the age of darkness, which we just came out of in the 1700s, would be when we're the furthest away from this massive black hole. Black holes they consume everything. They consume and destroy entire solar systems and planets and suns and stars, and they gobble everything up. And that's what I find really interesting and ironic about it, is that that's a very frightening image. And the black hole itself, I mean, black holes are these, they're so, that all laws of physics break down, and we don't know what happens. What would happen if you were to get sucked into a black hole is that the closer you got, time would start to shift. And as you're looking away, like let's say you're falling into it and you're looking away, then you would see all of the stars and the planets rotating super, super fast. For you, time would speed up as you're looking at it. If somebody was watching you fall into the black hole, they would see you get to the event horizon, and they would see you moving more and more slowly the closer you got. And then when you hit the event horizon, you would just stop. And you would be stuck there like a fly on, fly paper for I don't know how long, but a very long time. I think thousands or millions of years or something like that, a really long time. And then once you got past the event horizon, you would get sucked into, you would then probably see all of the light, the blinding light that was unable to escape. And then you would start to be pulled like into a noodle You'd be pulled into a string, and the gravity at your feet would be, I don't know how many times, but many, many times stronger than it is at your head, and would be horrific. And then you would get pulled apart into your, and even your atoms would get pulled apart, as you would then get sucked into an infinitesimally small singularity that has unlimited mass, which is, I believe, what Gununga Gap was, the source of all creation. And so I find that a very frightening concept, and yet this is what we worship as God, as the source. And the ninth house is the house in our astrological chart, which literally represents the black hole from which the intense gravity creates everything, including the gods, and we can't help but worship it. It's the temple, but it's ultimate destruction, but we worship it as life and luck. And what I find also ironic about religion, which is the ninth house, is that emptiness, the mystery and the fright, the just absolute frightful understanding of what goes on at the center of our galaxy, creates this need for us to create religion. And the more religious somebody is, the more wonderful and beautiful their God is. So, and the more, to me, it's directly inverse to how much fear you have. Because if you're afraid of death, if you're afraid of destruction, then you create a religion where you have an all-loving, all-powerful God who controls everything and will save you as long as you do the right thing and follow all the rules and believe the right way, then God will forgive you. Those of us who aren't monotheists see things a little differently. But even so, as a polytheist and a shaman, then I would have to accept the idea that the celestial gods, name definitely the sun, because the sun is created from, was spit out of what was going on when our galaxy was, who knows how long ago, was forming and bringing together all of the hydrogen that created our sun. All of the other stars, the god Tyr is the North Star. It's another star, celestial deity. We have the Aesir, you have the Vanir, which are a different class of entities, which are not celestial. They're gods of time and space and experience and wisdom and knowledge and magic and fertility. And yet, but everything, because the planets, we believe, are created from stars. So we could say that the gods created us, because if it weren't for the sun, doing whatever it did, wouldn't have created the earth. I could be wrong about that, but I think I'm somewhere in the right aspect of that. But I just thought that to be a really interesting thing to be thinking about. Anyway, it's too bad that I've been blocked again from. God, it's so annoying that you can't talk to somebody. They don't even tell you what you did wrong. It's just and I understand they got to protect themselves, but still, there's got to be a better way to do this. There's got to be. It's just so annoying. Anyway, I wish that somebody had said, "Hey, can you take that video off?" I would have been happy to take it off. All you had to do was ask, or let me know. Hey, did you know that this is somebody else's and that you're violating? I would have taken it off. No questions asked. Anyway, I've scoured all of my videos, and I think I've deleted all the videos that could possibly have that kind of copyright strike against them. Anyway, so that's it for me. Listen, if you want to support the channel, as I said, and you want to know where your ninth house is and where your Sagittarius is, go to astrology.thunderwizard.com, and we can talk about the two points of where the black hole is in your chart. Of course, subscribe, hit the bell button, and listen, these live streams were hugely impactful on my income. That's where the majority of all of my sales come from, and it's from the question and answers. That's what gets people to subscribe and to pay for services and all that. So when I can't do that, it means that I'm limited in terms of my financial income. So if you really love me and you love this channel, then of course you can do things like go to astrology.thunderwizard.com and get an astrological reading from either me or one of my apprentices. You can also go to runereadings.thunderwizard.com or runecertification.thunderwizard.com, get a rune reading from me. And you can also, of course, neo.thunderwizard.com is the 4-step process I believe that is most important. I don't care who you are. Go and check that out. I think there's a video there that will tell you what that's all about. And then if you want to see everything that I have available, you could go to courses.thunderwizard.com. All of my books, I have written books. People ask me all kinds of questions, and it's like, so you haven't bothered to buy a $10 book and read one of the books? It's in the books. The books, the DVDs, the streaming video courses, all of the other things that, all of the other services that are there, courses.thunderwizard.com. And then last but not least, go up here to thunderwizard.com. If you really love me and you support this channel, if you're one of those people that watches my channel all the time, but you haven't bought anything, congratulations. You should take advantage. I would take advantage of anything that's brought to you. If you want to see me stay here and do this, and you don't have a hell of a lot of money, go to thunderwizard.com and subscribe at the lowest level. You'll get access to hundreds of hours of video training on shamanism, ritual, energy work, runes, mantra, mudra, all kinds of stuff. And if you want to become part of the Manifestation Mastery course, you can also subscribe there. So I need your support more than ever. I know I sound like a televangelist, but this is how I've chosen to pay the bills. So if you want to support me and see me come on and make more videos, then I ask that you support the channel. Of course, subscribe and hit the bell button. All right, that's it for me. I'll talk to you guys later. Try to avoid getting sucked into a black hole. And I'll talk to you guys soon.